welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Life Show. My name is Tyrone Brown Jr. And of course, you have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jackie Wilson Jr. Look, y'all know what time it is. It's Motivational Monday. We're about to get it in. We got some things to talk about. But before we get into today's topic, I just want to send a big shout out to Fox Glen Marketing and Jackie Roper Jr. Also to Pug Tunes for our intro music. Thank you so much. Y'all see it scrolling, right on the bottom to www.pugtunes.com. Look, it's getting real around here. All right. Now, before we go into tonight's topic, I just want to say that our prayers go out to Ukraine for the things that they're going through there with the battle with Russia and Ukraine. Our prayers go out to all of the refugees, all of those that are going through that time in their life. And so if you've never gone through something like that, you don't know what it is to be on the run. You don't know what it is to actually fear for your life. And so our prayers go out to Ukraine and all of those. What's going on, Tori? What's going on, baby? How you doing? Again, I just want to, say thank you to all of you that continue to tune in. For those of you that continue to support, thank you so much. Tori, she has been on, visiting, and actually she came on to be with us on a podcast a couple of weeks ago. And she's actually considering joining the Life Show team. And so I can't wait till we have that conversation. We're going to get it cracking. But with further ado, I got to say, what's up to my main man. Jack, what's going on from the nap, bro?
Yo, what's cracking, baby? What's going on with you, man? What's up with
man,
you? T Breezy, man. Don't too many people call you T Breezy, you know what I'm saying?
No, they don't. They don't.
I do. I call you T Breezy, man. You're a breath of fresh.
Yes, sir.
They better catch you. What's happening, man?
Man, just looking around, man, trying to see where we can make a difference in the world, and today being Motivational Monday, man, I think today is the opportune time. What you think, Jack?
I've been working on something, babe. It's always a good time,
Yeah.
What's up with you, cuz? I see you, Tori. I see you. How you doing? She out there in the ATL, ain't she?
Yeah, she's out there in the A, bro.
Hey, gunshots for the A-Town. For the A-Town, baby. Straight up. We busting shots for y'all. You know how I bring it on Monday, man. I love it on Monday. I always try, we try to come up with something that's motivational. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I told you can't give me anxiety no more on Mondays, Tyrone, hitting with them hard, stressful topics. So we want to motivate people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, prayers out to Ukraine. Even though it's still a discrepancy what's going on with our black folks out there in Ukraine, that's how much black folks care.
Yeah.
We ain't colorblind to the real, and our hearts is real. So it's like, man, while they trying to get on those trains, man, uplift them as well. In a time of war, it should not be no division of color. And that's the only thing I'm pissed about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my heart is going out to them So they heart should go out to those people of color, blacks, Chinese, Mexicans, immigrants, anybody that's over there trying to get out of that country to save themselves from death. Man, get them on the train, get them on the bus, get them on the plane, and get them out. That's all.
Definitely.
Don't make it about color, man, because my hand goes out to everybody. I really wish I could go back to Mars and not deal with you humans.
Here you go. Here you go on the soapbox.
Let's go, baby. What's the topic for tonight, T Breezy?
So we came up with a topic, and actually you kind of introduced some topics that was very motivational, and I was researching, looking up some things that we really needed to talk about. In these days is very stressful, with our lives, nevertheless, but with children, when you're a parent, it's very stressful. You got work, you got bills, of course, you got children. Then, of course, you got your own. Yeah, you got your own problems. You got all of those things going on, and so what we're doing is we're going to give some insight on steps to be more effective as a parent. So ways or steps to really be more effective as a parent. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And we got about 9 steps that we're going to get into, Jack. I know, everybody said, well, I'm a good parent. And I get it. I'm not trying to overwhelm you as a parent, but we're going to give some insight on becoming more effective. Because if everybody is already good, then, there's certain things that wouldn't take place in the world.
But it's about this, right, though? Everybody don't need to be a parent. Just because you are able to reproduce does not mean that you are a person that can raise another person. You know what I'm saying? So that's always my perception on that, man.
Well, to each, because your style is not like my style, and my style is not like yours.
Exactly.
And I get it that not everybody is cut out to be a parent, but at least we can motivate them to be better in the things that we are learning.
There you go. And see, that's how you changed me.
Yeah.
You changed me right there. So, I'm going to be happy. And we're going to motivate those that are not good parents to be better parents today.
There you go.
Put the stress away. Man, quit playing.
I'm Jack, I'm on one today, man, because there's times when I let you, go ahead and jump on your soapbox. But today, man, we gonna keep it all the way jiggy. We gonna keep it all the way positive.
You want me on Mondays nights to stay with you, you're going to have to jig, baby, it up, baby. So that was a good one. I'll shut up, and that was great. Let's go.
Okay. Well, let's get into it. For those of you that are listening, wherever you are from, whatever radio station, whatever social media site you're on, look, we appreciate you.
We do.
Definitely.
And then we want them to do this.
Famous shit. I'd be like, you didn't share my shit. How come you ain't shared it yet? That's what I don't understand. That's why I'm not famous.
There we go. Share it. We won't get
share it. Share it. That's what we want you to do. Just share it. Okay. So we're gonna get into it. Steph, I see you. And this is good for that topic. Okay, this is good. I'm glad you're on. But this is what we need you to do. Mm-hmm. Since you said that, now we need you to share this
Mhm.
because this is going to help some of those people that you just called out. Okay?
Deadbeat dads.
Right. So
Deadbeat
the,
dads.
the first thing is building your child's self-esteem.
There we go.
Building your child's self-esteem. That's big.
It is.
You know, that's the first one.
There we go.
Building your child's self-esteem. Now, what is self-esteem? It is how a person feels about themselves. But see, they so young and they're so impressionable. Whatever you say, it can really motivate them or it can really discourage them. And so, how do you boost
or intimidate or scare?
Correct.
Because
So
I don't want to be that intimidation or scare father. So I'm listening, but I'm always adding because those are my bad qualities that I have is intimidation and scare.
Right. But see, here it is. Look, when you boost your child's self-esteem, or when you build it, now you build the confidence that they have not only in themselves, but you build the confidence that now they can be better as they grow. And that's a major key, man. That's a major key because we need our children's self-esteem to be growing. We really do. We need our children's self-esteem to always be growing. Here's one of the things, like kids, they start developing the sense of self as babies when they see themselves through the parents' eyes. But here it is, your tone of voice, your body language, and your every expression are absorbed by your kid. Your words, your actions as a parent affects their developing self-esteem more than anything else. And that's big, man. That's real big.
That's true. That's true. And I guess, we both can go down the age range of kids that we have. My oldest is 25.
Yeah.
And I started seeing that same thing and when I was raising him. And what it was I graduated from high school the day he was born. So I was on my way to college. So that was trying to be a stern father and saying, hey, I'm here for you, even though I'm at a distance. I'll come get you on summer breaks and you can come kick it on the college campus with me and stuff like that. I still had to be stern because he acted up just to get me to come home because of the distance at times.
Wow.
And I realized that as a father, but as a kid, he don't realize that.
Yeah.
I come to the school and he would straighten up. But why wouldn't you do this when your mama was telling you? And to me, it was because I get to see my daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He also had a choice to make a decision of who to come stay with. So now one is 25, 9, a girl that's 8, and then a 3-year-old. So as you developing your kids, I would be stern. And also I didn't learn from a father of how to be a father, which probably makes me a better father because of the discipline really comes from my mother. You got to realize if I never watched no one else teach me how to be a man and I develop myself as a man, the discipline came from my mother and my grandfather and my mama because back in the days, they used to whoop ass and take names. You see
right.
Do you really understand? The discipline came from my mama. It wasn't my who whooped my ass. There was no other man who whooped my ass. It was my mama who put the fear of God in me to know that I need to stop. I don't need to embarrass her or make her feel ashamed or fault. So her by that was more than anything, Tyrone. You see what I'm saying? So acting out was like, man, I don't want to hurt her. Knowing the way to go through.
That's good.
Parent,
that's good.
She got this girl She got me and she had an ignorant man in her life. So why am I putting more stress on her? You know, I was a badass kid.
Yeah.
But I also did not want to break her heart.
Wow.
So the discipline and the things that I did, I treaded on eggshells to not overdo certain things that would probably really break her heart. But I listened to what she said to me, and that also was my pause, to which I'm trying to teach my kids and my sons and my daughters. The lessons that I'm teaching them is the ones that she told me. If you lie, you steal, you kill. Wasn't my mom that told me that. It's the discipline from my mother.
Yeah.
So, you know, when they say don't give them a Father's Day card, my mama knows that Jackie Roper a G, she raised a G and she a G. So mom, take this Father's Day card and we both can call that nigga and say, Happy Father's Day if we want to, you jerk. Because we're happy in ourselves and in our development of what she made me. You see what I'm saying? It's no fault, no the structure of it. So raising a kid and making their self-esteem grow is truly an attribute, man, because you can make them or break them in the fear of a process. I'm gonna give you one example and I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let you talk about one. It was snowing just recently, and I told my son, why don't you get out and help the principal shovel the snow? And he looked like I was a fool. You know what I mean? But what I was trying to tell him is, if you ask him, and even if he tells you no, you reached out, and the support that you giving him will come back tenfold. When you sit in the classroom and that principal is thinking of some extra work that needs to be done, or a kid that asks me to help out, he knows he can trust in you, Justin, and that's what it's going to be. You just instill trust in him, and now he can say, let me take Justin out of this class for an hour because he'll help me. And he looked at me. He said, well, maybe at your school in Gary. I said, and that's why I need to take your ass back to Gary. But after that, he did ask the principal, and the principal said, no, I don't need your help. But me, a kid was acting up, and my son redirected the kid and had the kid act right to go back to class. So the growth of me telling him that 3 weeks ago, he listened. He listened. And I want that kid to do something right besides interacting in the wrong behavior. He said, hey, buddy, why don't you go back to class and do what's right? Hey, by the end of the day, we got an email from the teacher saying, your son did so good, blue, blue, blue. You know what I mean? It's a phenomenal email.
Wow.
But the behavior that my son sometimes display in the house and when he displays outside of the house is phenomenal. You have to know your kids. They just want to play with you too. You see what I'm saying? Even as a father, even as that, but you got to also throw those rules down. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so just building that self-esteem in him, it makes them a better person. And I feel like I have done that with all of them. And especially with him, I got to see it today.
Wow. Man, that's real big, Jack, because you don't find that everywhere. You don't, because here it is, for a parent to have influence like that, that's huge, man. Because, you know, a lot of the times, or a lot of the reasons why our kids act up is trying to get our attention. That's really why our kids are acting up, is because really to get our attention. But if we build our children's self-esteem, then they're less likely to really get in trouble, because guess what? They don't really want to disappoint us as parents. That's not their aim. They're seeking attention just like we are as parents.
All right.
That's major, man.
And you ever told your kid, besides whoopings, have you ever, like, spankings had to stop? And then, you know what I'm saying? and it comes to where if you tell them you disappointed me, that shit drops down like a bomb more than anything else, man.
Oh yeah.
Only like you will wear yourself out and sweat bullets, and that sting only lasts for so long. You take away the things that they love, you know what I'm saying? It's other stuff that you can do too, like corner timeouts. But if you tell them that you have made me disappointed, then that hurts more.
Yes, it does. I'm a witness. I'm a witness. See, I got my thing is I have 4. My daughter is not, that's my bonus child. So my daughter is 28. Okay. And then I have my son, my oldest, my son is 20, he just turned 22. Then of course I have 15, and then my last son, he'll be 7 in April. But here it is, having children and helping to guide them, it ain't an easy thing, bro. We here in this world, there's no handbook to parenting. Everybody got their own style, everybody got their own way. But here it is, there are some things that we can do to really elevate our children, their mind, their thinking, and then their direction. Because you can tell if your children aren't listening to you. You can tell if your children, if you're not making sense to your children, right? And so here it is. One of the main things that I do, or I try to do more, is I try to take more time with my kids than anything. Because I used to say, like, no, I ain't busy. I'm busy. But if I'm always busy, then who else they gonna spend time with? Then I gotta worry about the wrong one saying, well, come on, let me give you some time. And now they got the wrong person giving them, or they're influenced by the wrong person.
You don't even have to, they can be influenced off of those tablets.
No, I agree. I agree. Yeah. But you got to understand this. As they're young enough, they're impressionable being young.
Yeah.
They're impressionable when they're young. And not that, you can't do it as they get older, but while they're younger, if you can reach them while they're younger, then you have a lasting influence on them more than when they get older. So that's the biggest thing with my children. I tell them the truth. A lot of times they don't like the truth, but and then it's the way that you communicate it. And we don't get to that. Well, hopefully we don't get to that. But look, praise and accomplishments, however small they are, is gonna make them feel proud. When you let your kids do things independently or give them tasks to do to make sure that you're giving them responsibility, now they feel trusted. And then you put parameters on the things that you give them. And I'm not trying to step on nobody's toes. What you do in your house is your business. But I've seen things work. And then now I just want to be able to help other people be more effective, even if you feel like I don't need nobody. But if you can learn something that's more effective, then so be it. I mean, this the biggest thing. Look, Tori, she just said, I agree. I just told my daughter she disappointed me and walked away. She cried and later came and apologized. So yes, that is a great mechanism to use over spanking. I fully agree. I just said it. I just said it to my son. So I get it. I fully get it. So, number two, let's go to number two. Stephanie said, but realize this too, there's a lot of stuff that school doesn't teach kids, so they learn through technology. No, I get that stuff. I get that. But as a parent has a lot of influence on what direction their children go. And if you fail in that process, then what's going to happen is your child is going to go way left. Man, what's up, EDJ? What's happening all the way from the Chi? Checking in, man. We appreciate you, brother. And so, number two is catch kids being good. A lot of times we don't like to catch kids being good. We're like, well, that's what they're supposed to do. Well, tell them, man, you did a great job. I love what you did. Even though it may be small, it's big to them.
It is.
It's big to them.
It's huge.
If you catch them in just doing something small to praise them, man, they'll feel like they conquered the world.
They do.
And EDJ, he said, one love, my dudes, yes, sir. Look, if you catch them while they doing things, no matter how small it is, man, they're going to feel like they conquered the world.
It is.
They really are.
You know,
And
even
so-
teaching them how to cook breakfast and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Little tasks like that will give them enjoyment, you know, and success and happiness.
Yeah.
So, you know, my kids help me with little tasks. Also, what we have done is we have purchased those green light debit cards for the kid. Hey, green light, if you hear this, we need a sponsorship because between us, we have 8 kids that we all like to send out some money to. So we look at green light, give it to us. But look, I just purchased 2 of them, and I'm gonna tell you what it did. My kids got motivated to do tasks because they know that we can now deposit money onto that card. The piggy bank thing is over with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I used to give them cash, you know, but they would easily spend the cash. You see what I'm saying? It was good at saving, but it was easily accessible. So when that green light card came up, I said, baby, let's get that. And taking out the trash and adding extra chores, you can add that to an app and they can look at it and then they can see their money deposit. They can see what chores they have to do so they can do it and get their cash. And by the end of the week, if all of their chores is done, then you can deposit. And what it is not that much. It's toward their age. You see what I'm saying? So it's like Justin will probably get $9 every 2 weeks. You know, all depending on if you set it up for your pay period. So, man, dude, that's a great investment. And it actually motivated and actually made my kids' behavior change, dog. Like, for real.
Man,
like they really,
man, I knew you had it in you, bro. I knew you had the good in you, man. We just pulling it out today.
I just don't like to share it, Tyrone. Don't let everybody know. Don't let them know.
I love it, man. Look, and check this out, Jack, man. You know, with you sharing that just shows, man, it's a lot of parents out there that's doing good things. They doing good things, but now they need some ideas on doing better things. Because as we know, we as parents, we can get mundane. You know, we can get stagnant where we keep on doing the same things. And, you know, our kids like, man, that's boring. You know, we need something else. And so if we can do a parent support where we just like, man, you're doing a great job. You're doing awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. What that says to your child is, man, I'm investing in your growth.
It also
That's what that says.
it also shows them that you're there and you're loving. Because
Yep.
my son got sick the other day and he threw up. And then the sucker gonna say, well, I didn't want you to be mad at me. And I'm like, what the hell? You don't want me to be mad at you because you sick? And that just shows me I yell too goddamn much, man. All that shows me, man, Jack, you need to stop yelling all the time. Even though they piss you off, I still maneuver through all of that, though. Really, it's like, man, you know, you got to control the chaos in the household, and I am the alpha in the house, so shit can't get out of control. So it's like, I want you to fear me, which sometimes I feel like he's playing that game. You know what I'm saying? So I have to play it with you, son, until you understand. You know, when you do things that are wrong, those are things that is wrong. When you are sick, then you are sick. I'm only yelling at you when you are lying to me about stuff or you're not doing what you need to do. So therefore, you know, and it takes that time of development and also that time of manipulation to when they get to a certain age, all of that washes away if you can just bear it and bear that time, man. You know what I mean?
It's true. No, you got it. You got it right. That's true. And then look, the more effective approach is to catch kids doing something right. Like you made your bed without being asked. That's terrific. That's fantastic. Or I was watching you play with your sister or your brother. You were very patient. Man, what that sound is, they're like, oh, well, let me keep on doing this. You know, let me keep on doing what you, because you praising me in this area. I don't like this other guy, this other person that you are. So let me keep on doing this over here, you know, so that I can keep on getting praise.
There you
Kids love to, they love to be bragged on.
They love it. Like that sucker got so many brags today, dog, from that little message. He got that email. And I took him over to his mama's house and she had a $10 bill waiting for him. I said, look here, man, you need to send that message out to, you know, you got aunties and stuff like that, bro. And you get that green light card. Hey, man, you better send that email out, man. Get that card loaded up.
Yes, sir.
But here's what I'm saying, though, to him. Imagine that. It's all what you just said. If you display your, because he's been a jerk lately, man. You know, that's how we came up there. You see, I just came up there with you, man, and he ain't get out the car, none of that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Out the house, he ain't come say, what's up, Tyrone, or nothing. I was just up there with you, man.
Yep. Sure
and
was.
What I'm trying to do is show him and get him involved in these things. You know what I'm saying? It's cameras that he can hold while we sitting there doing stuff. So
there you go.
What I know is he's acting a certain way. And the thing I have to keep moving to let him see, hey, man, you know, you can be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? If you stop acting the way you're acting. So
definitely.
All about, hey, the timing, the patience, my communication with him, and really bearing down and waiting it out. So because I'm always going to be a part of this. When I'm sitting here editing the videos for me and you, he comes in and he sits and I'm like, hey, you want to learn how to do it? He's like, nah, I'm good. But what I'm saying is he was just a jerk recently.
But still want to be around.
No, but the praises that he got today, you see what I'm saying? Is the feeling that you described. Which one would you rather have? The negative, the fussing, cussing, to stop the lying, or what you want? Hey, Justin, you did great today. Hey, man, somebody finna grease your pocket because his mama almost cried over the letter. So send it to your other mama. She might got a 20 for you. Do you want?
Come on, man.
You won't.
Come on, man.
He's not acting right. Because him and his mama used to have a great relationship up in Gary.
Okay.
You know, with the distance. But the last time he came up there, it was her birthday, and she was, why couldn't we just send her a cake or say happy birthday over the phone? You losing your way, son. I said, put your ass in the motherfucking mouth and then took your ass for real. truthfully, my mama would have. Matter of fact,
Right,
I
right.
haven't even said nothing like that because I've been popped so many times. I know not to say it. So, but that's what it was. And
Right.
what you saying to me is how he acted before and how he acted now. With
Yep.
he's getting praises and not that.
And now that mindset starting to change.
Man, and today he's just a whole different guy. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And I'm like,
Yep.
the guy you should be. You know, it's a
Yep.
time to play and it's a time to tell the truth. Stop the
Yep.
little lies and be truthful. I am not
Definitely.
your friend. I'm your father friend. You see what?
There you go. There you go. And see, look, and what you were saying, it actually leads us into the third point. Look, the third point says set limits and be consistent with your discipline. So you were just in there. You already dug into the third point, even without looking at it. Set limits and be consistent with your discipline. Because look, if you set the guidelines, then they already understand why they're in trouble. Okay. And so you can go back to the guideline and say, look, didn't we set it like this? Okay. And then now that it's set like this is the consequence for this action. Not just beating them over the head every time. No, this is the consequence. Now, see, when I was a kid, man, my dad was a hard taskmaster, brother. My daddy was, he was hard, but at the same time, it made me a better father, not in the beginning, because I'm modeling what I saw. But as time went on, I'm like, man, I can't raise my kids like this. I can't raise them to fear me, because if they fear me, then they're not going to trust me. And so
they'll push away too.
That's what I'm saying. If they fear me, then it's just like if I talk to my daddy, or if I talk to somebody that I fear, I'm not going to talk to them with the same freedom as if I'm talking to somebody that I don't fear. You understand? So your kids, they have a personality just as well as we as grown-ups do. And so if we break them when they're young, then they're not going to trust us. They're not going to trust us, and that's why they get into so much trouble.
Say that again, man. That's a great statement. And
look,
they have a personality. And what age do you think they develop a personality, man? You know what I mean? Even though
it's young, bro. It's young.
It's like 2.5, 3, man. Like 2 years old, 3 years old, that you can tell the personality of your child. It's really young, man. It is.
Yeah.
But you still
EDJ said children respect a parent that's consistent at maintaining structure. When there's a structure designed to excel, it makes for a better chance the child will maintain habits of progress. That's so valuable, man. So valuable, so on point. Because when your children respect that you already set the guidelines, they're not going to be so gung-ho to break them. But if they don't understand the guidelines, then they don't even know where the line is. Even though you think you have drawn it, they don't know where the line is. So that's a major drawback as a parent. Even with me.
Terrible tools. I agree.
If I draw the line, but they don't know where the line is, they're gonna keep on stepping over it because I wasn't specific enough as a parent to say, well, this is the line, don't cross it. Okay. Instead of every time they cross the line, oh, you stupid, you did it. No, let's discuss this, man. You know how us as parents do? You stupid, you dummy. Man, look, stop going off on your kids. They don't know where the line is. Look, you got to make it plain, man. Look, this is the line. Don't cross it. These are the consequences if you cross it.
I'm the Peppy.
I'm the Pappy.
I'm the Peppy.
I'm the Pappy. Yeah. That's me though.
It's true though.
I got one that don't know that line of stop. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like really, let me test you until you get upset and then you make me cry. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. And the lesson has been there. Everything has been set to where, all right, you can play. But then when the person says stop, it's time to stop. But that's got to get the last word and she got to get the last blow every time.
Wow.
Every time she got to get the last hit, the last dig.
Yeah.
She can be walking around the corner and cut you with an eye and that mouth will be moving to the point where I tell her, I can read your damn thoughts. And if you think it walking around that corner, I'm going to snatch it out your head. That's how bad I know she's talking about me while she's walking away from me.
See, look. Kids are a product of their parents. Kids are a product of their parents, and so you know, a lot of the times, as kids, we did the same stuff. We did this, now we did the back, and it don't feel so good. Let's go to number 4, in which I already covered. I already covered earlier in the podcast, in the show. But number 4 is make time for your kids, man. You know, again, if you don't make time for your kids, then guess what? Somebody else gonna make time for them, and then guess what? They're gonna have the wrong influence in their ear. They'll have the wrong influence in their ear, man. And if you're not the influence that makes them go, guess what? You lose, and then it's not that just you lose, but they lose as well, because they lose your love, they lose your compassion. My mother used to tell me, she said, Tyrone, you only got one mother, and when she gone, you know, ain't no other woman gonna treat you like your mother.
Amen.
You know, and I understand that there's not
my wife beside her every day.
Right. I mean,
you love me. You just saying that. That's all you doing is saying it. My mama love me.
But see, look, here it is. You know, I understand this, man. If you make time for your kids, then guess what? You're gonna see the fruits later on in your life, to where you made time for them now, they're gonna make time for you later on, and then it's gonna be more profitable when they make time for you, because they're going to sow back into you what you have sowed into them. EDJ says, I always say, what's in these streets come out of somebody's house.
It came out of somebody's house. And
I agree.
And them could be roaches and rats. You dig? You dig? I agree with them, baby. I sure.
Look, this time is going so fast, man, because we having so much fun. But look, number 5 is be a good role model. Man, now that's key. Because a role model, we talked about that last week. What a role model is, a role model is someone that people can look up to. If your children can't look up to you in a positive way, then guess what? You're going to lose them on down the road. Because, again, this is all about a foundation of trust. if they can't trust you, then they ain't gonna want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? If they can't trust you with their time, with their money, with their effort, then you might as well hang it up. Senior citizens home, here you come. And that's just the truth. That's the bottom line. That's the low and skinny on it. Senior citizen home, here you come, because your children ain't gonna want to take care of you because you didn't take care of them. That's the bottom line.
You right. You right.
It is.
You
It
right.
is. And I know a lot of people, they don't like to hear that, but it's the truth anyway.
So the truth. It's so the truth.
It really is, man.
Your coins. Save your money. Save your money for your money can take care of you. If you being mean to your kids, best believe they gonna throw you into the one we used to call one Bed Bath Bugs and Beyond. That sucker had so many bed bugs in it, man. Boy. And they would come see you.
What you used to call it? What you used to call it?
Bed Bugs and Beyond. That's what we called that sucker. Bed Bugs and Beyond nursing home, man. You used to walk out of that sucker and spray yourself. You know, I ain't lying. You think I'm lying?
Oh no, man.
This is a true story.
Oh, no.
But listen though, fam. The saddest thing about it, it was in the hood. So I marketed to it because I knew that the people in there needed my help. And I knew that the nursing service. So it was like, man, it was bad, dog. The roof was falling in and everything. They really did have bed bugs. But I went in there, man, and I serviced that sucker because it was our people in this facility that wasn't getting proper care. But we Bed Bugs and Beyond. I joke about it, but I would never put not one of my relatives in it.
Man, that's wild. Look, EDJ said, what's crazy is that you're a role model, even if you don't want to be. You are a influence to your child's life, whether you want to or not. And that is so true.
It is.
You are an influence. You are an influence in your child's life. Look, it's now I say this with love, but I really mean this, man. Parents, and you can't treat your kids like crap. And then when you get old, they don't want nothing to do with you because you're going to reap what you sow. Now, people talk about this stuff in church, but this stuff is real life. You're going to reap what you sow. If if your kids couldn't trust you, when they was kids, you can hang it up. You ain't never living with them. And I'm not trying to say that to be mean, but it's the truth anyway.
Oh, man, listen, this is you not, and this is what I do when I go out and educate us every day. You telling the truth. What you're doing is telling people preparation, because your ass ain't gonna stay in that house all by yourself if you can't get up and down the stairs. First off, you're gonna still start needing to downsize. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead. You think you're gonna buy the biggest house now, and when your kids move out and you got this big ass, look at Shaq's life, man. It's a show on, and you see this man. He had the biggest house at one point in time, but now he has to downsize because he knows he's getting older. And this man is now at 50, he's talking about retirement. From here, you either gonna take your ass to an assisted living or your ass is gonna be up in a nursing home, because eventually, or you're going to be able to maintain a full life to die in your home. Those are the comes to be. But also, somebody gonna have to take care of your ass while you in your home.
There you go.
You can't take care of yourself. So therefore, you're going to have home health aid services. Stuff like that. If you become incontinent of taking care of yourself, then you're going to have those into place. And that's all going to cost money if your insurance is not affordable for it. So you're not saying scary shit, man. And that's what I hate about it, Tyrone. And that's what pisses me off every day I'm out here marketing. It's the preparation for the next damn step in your life. What is the next step? You know what I mean? And by being a role model, a good role model, you're showing preparation, so none of that have to fall back on your kids. That's
definitely.
So you ain't saying people say that, man.
Look, here it is. Look, and this is number 6, and this is probably going to be our final one for tonight.
No, it ain't gonna be the final one. Keep it rolling.
No, it's just for tonight. It's just for tonight.
We can make it through. Let's go.
Okay. Number 6 is make communication a priority. Make communication a priority. Look, even if your kids may not understand, make the communication a priority. Because if you don't talk to them, guess what? They're going to talk to the wrong person or somebody that you don't want in your business anyway. And you remember, Jack, when in the old school, they used to say, what happens in this house stays in this house. That ain't the status quo no more. And I don't care how people don't listen. Guess what? They're going to find out later on that all it took was a conversation every now and again just to see if we on the same page. That's all it took. You know, here it is, number 7. Number 7 is be flexible and willing to adjust your parent style. All right, be flexible and willing to adjust your parent style. Not saying that you got to be a doormat. Okay, you don't have to be a doormat, but you can be flexible. You know, things that really is not going overboard. You can give a little bit. You have to. You can give a little bit, because guess what? Now you giving your kid grace like you want somebody to give you grace.
It's not even.
You know, you when you so hard, you so hard on them. Yeah. Guess what? Then people gonna be hard on you.
But you got,
and then you ain't gonna know where it's coming from. But it's resurfacing because whatever you give, you gonna get back.
But it's also they're growing into a person.
Right.
It's like this. I think our parents still think we are children. Even you with that damn gray all on your beard. Anything that you say. Hey, you know what I mean? Come on, man. You know, my mama's the same way, man. You know what I mean? It's like, you gotta listen to us because we have been through some things. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like your way, mama. You know what I mean? So adjusting to parenting styles, it's like you have to change up. And like you're saying, if that's not working for you, then it's chess, not checkers. What's my next move to adjust and make sure that my kid can see that I done made a move? Now you sitting here doing the same thing and it's getting to me, but now it didn't get to me. So now you like, oh, what's going on? You see what I'm saying?
What'd you say? Look, EDJ said, hey, that beard is anointed, Jackie.
in all the holiest of waters.
But look. Let me try and finish this. Number 8. Number 8 is show that your love is unconditional. Show that your love is unconditional. Show that you ain't sometimey. You know, show that. Look, man, you may have screwed up on this end, but look, if you just adjust this. Show that your love is always there, regardless of how bad your kids mess up. And one thing that, a wise man once told me, he said, look, don't never give up on your kids. Never. I don't care what they do. I don't care what, what bad thing they do. Never give up on your kids.
Never give up on them. Let them be pissed off at you for some bullshit that they did. And that's what you don't really realize. Even if they mad and they own wrapped up in their own motherfucking feelings, they're mad at what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Because your arms is always open as a parent and you will always let your kid back in. But maybe sometimes they're making the mistakes and they gotta sit here and figure it out for themselves. But man, unconditional love is I ain't never walked out on you. I'm always here for you. All you have to do is talk to me. You see what I'm saying?
It.
That's it,
That's
man.
it.
My damn daddy walked the fuck out. That nigga didn't have no love for me, conditional or unconditional. I will never do that to my kids. Therefore, they always will know I'm here for them. That's the unconditional I will have for them. Knowing that they
Tori, that's good. I like what she said. She said that's true. She says, I often ask my kids, if there is something you would want mommy to change, what would that be? I like that. I like that approach, because then you're getting their insight, that you're getting into the head of what they feel on the inside about your parenting style. And not that you take everything like that, but at least you're asking them, what is going on. And then she said, and I accept that criticism and I work on the very thing that we spoke on changing. That goes both ways for me and the girls. Man, that's big. Look, and then let me finish it up. Let me sum it up. Let me finish this number 9. This number 9 says, know your own needs and limitations as a parent. Because again, we try to go above and beyond all the time, but you got to know that you got your own needs, you got your own limitations. Not so much that you're trying to kick your kids to the side, but learn the art of saying no. And then, look, you can't always get what you want in life, and use it as a teaching tool.
That's a lie. You want in life. If you want it, go get it. If you gotta rob, steal, or kill, go get it. It's out there.
No. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
No lie. That's a lie.
Look, man. Look, we come to the end, man. We come to the end.
Let me talk about what Tori said. It's the truth, man. Because I asked the same thing. What do I need to change? And my kids said, man, you got to stop yelling. And I worked on that. Truthfully.
Wow.
Steph says, but there are parents that do not want to communicate with their kids and they do not give a fuck. I've seen this too, where parents treat and love the other child more than the other. I see it all the time. One of my buddies that I grew up with, he has autism and nonverbal, and his dad lives in California, wanted nothing to do with him because of his disability. And his dad is a bastard, you know what I'm saying? And a son of a bitch, Steph. That's what the fuck he is. You know what I'm saying? Because it's his child, it's his blood, you know what I mean? No matter what the disability of a child, you know what I mean? That is your child, you know. Hell, we all got disabilities. Shit, mine is probably goddamn mental, but never turning a back on your child or someone that came from you,
that's right.
Is rough, In the 80s, we used to watch movies where kids was beaten and stuff. I couldn't really, I hated that shit, what I mean? And then it just made it a lot difficult, man. So he's a jerk. And he can kiss our ass and we'll give him the contract.
Look, y'all, we have come to the end of this show. Jack, man, it's a blast again. We made it again. Motivational Monday.
We made it. Yeah.
I'm Tyrone Brown Jr. Of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Jackie Roper Jr. from Indianapolis, Indiana. We get ready to get him out of here, y'all. Look, stay tuned. More. It's coming. Until next time. Peace.